I switched my mindset from working to die, and I started thinking about money. And I started thinking about how money worked, and I started thinking about how money multiplies, and how money liquidates, and how money flows. And money is like water. It's just there, right? So that mindset got me there, right? And one thing that Dr. Wayne Dyer says is if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Why? Because the second I stopped thinking about, oh, I need to be in Burger King, I need to, this is the way I'm paying my bills. The second the things I started to look at changed. The second my business started getting a little bit better. The second I started learning things and being able to attain information and being able to understand how to utilize it, things started to change for me. So that brings me to that first step. The first step that every entrepreneur needs to start and scale their business is that mindset shift. This is a science. These are things that you can break down with a formula and add in X plus Y equals Z. Right? So mindset shift is the very first step, right? So I knew I had to create a new life. I had to deprogram my beliefs of being broken, working to die. Why? Because I'm looking at things in a sense of I only am the consumer. I'm looking at things of when I drive by an apartment building, I'm looking at, oh, I wonder how much that would be a month, instead of driving past it versus me saying, oh, I wonder how much it would cost to own that apartment building. Like, for example, I was just driving by an apartment building that I used to live in. So I know for a fact that they probably got about 100, 150 units, right? So let's say they have about almost full capacity. Say they got about 100 units filled up. I know in Colorado for a fact, and in Colorado Springs in general, the rent can go anywhere from 900 to 3,000. And I also know that Colorado is one of the highest paid rent, one of the highest states that, with the highest rent payments. So I know that I'm gonna make some bread. Here's where shifting your mindset worked for me. Instead of thinking how much would it be for me to pay a month on one apartment, I'm thinking how much would it be to hold this apartment and pay for the insurance on the building and then pay for that. So I knew that if I had to pay for insurance, I had to pay for maintenance, I had to pay for utilities, right? So I knew that those were going to be pretty big, hefty bills, having about 100 people plus living in my apartment complex. So what I knew for a fact was that, that rent can go from anywhere, to 900 to 3,000. So I knew for a fact that this was already a 2-bedroom. So it's already going to cut out that 900 to about 1,100 range, right? So let's start there. So let's start at about 1,100. Then we know we have some type of utilities, some type of things like that. So let's go on the low ball and say it's about 100. Let's say it's about $1,200 a month to live in my, let's say it's $200 because that's kind of low for a utility bill, at least in Colorado. So let's say it's about $200 for that utility bill. So say I'm paying $1,300 base rent, $1,100, $200 for the utility bill, and of course that fluctuates. But let's say I'm paying that $1,300 a month for that building. I know if I have 100 residents, I'm getting at least $130,000 a month on automated income. People live in their apartments, and that's basically it.